Alrighty, so today I'm going to be showing a simple control to allow for dilation of pupils with textures. To start off, I'm going to get a simple eyeball set up. I'll go ahead and assign it a standard surface shader. There we go. I'll go and put in an eyeball texture that I've pre-made. Now in this texture, I've made it without a pupil, so we'll have the pupil be added on as a texture. But looking at this UV map right here, near the top is gonna be where the pupil will be. And what we're gonna do is have a black bar slide down to expand the size of the pupil. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and pull open this Hypershade editor. Here we go. All right, so we see we've got this base color set in. I'm gonna go to Edit, Duplicate, Shading Network. And so that's gonna get another file with Place Texture 2D. I'm gonna bring in this layered texture node. Then I'm gonna set the first input to be the base eyeball color. So this is gonna be the one that's actually gonna shine through. And then the second input, I'm gonna click right next to that blue box and then drag in this black input. I'm gonna set the first one to darken blend mode. Then I'm gonna click on this second file. I'm gonna scroll down to color balance. I'm gonna set the color gain all the way to black and then the default color all the way to white, so that anywhere that the picture is covering will be completely black and anywhere that's not covering will be white. Now, if I go here to translate frame, I'll set it to something like 0.8 and then turn off wrap V. I'll go and turn off wrap U while I'm at it. I set it to something like 0.8. It'll be about the size of a standard pupil. 0.9 is a little bit more of a natural scale. All right, now we've got like the basic pupil setup. Let's get a controller for this so that we can control the size of the pupil in real time. So go ahead and create a controller, just a temporary one. Won't do any offset group or anything. Just match the transformations there real quick. Now let's add a custom attribute. So I'll go to Edit, Add Attribute. I'm gonna set its long name to Pupil Dilation. Gonna keep it as a float. Gonna set the minimum to 0 and then the maximum to 1. Okay, to add that attribute, it'll show up there in the channel box now. Then we're going to go to Windows, Node Editor, bring that node editor over. So we've got the NURB circle group that has that pupil dilation attribute now. Gonna create a float math node. Now this is gonna be where we're gonna be doing the math to determine how much that black image is gonna be translated. So this float A is gonna be where the pupil dilation is inputted, and we're gonna multiply that by 0.2. So 0.2 will be the amount that's added to, we'll say about, for my eyeball texture, I found about 0.8 was the smallest translate that still had the pupil be within the iris. And so we're gonna have 0.8 as the base, and then it's gonna add in on a scale of 0 to 0.2 to determine the size of the pupil within that iris. So that first float math is gonna be a multiply by 0.2. That second float math is gonna be an add by 0.8. Then I'm gonna go back to Hypershade. I'm gonna take the outfloat from that second float math. Then we're gonna plug in that outfloat into that translate frame V. So drag it right there, go down to translate frame V, and there we go. It should be working now. If we go back to that channel box and control that pupil dilation attribute, I'm gonna drag right there. You should have a controller that will adjust the size of your pupil. Now you could go more complex with this to get a more realistic eye, but I found this method to be simple enough, pretty quick to set up, and for most cases, it'll be all you need for changing the size of the pupil.